today with me at the podcast, it's been all day, full day of filming. With me, I have Nándor from GuardenAI. This is actually a field that we haven't covered on the podcast today. So I feel like agriculture hasn't been the topic of discussion. So I'll be really excited to get to know you and your startup as well. So maybe we can start a conversation there, Nándor. Maybe you can tell me more about your background and also about the startup.
All right. So my background is in computer science. I'm doing my PhD right now in cybersecurity, actually. So I come from a computer science technology background, and my co-founder is the agri-tech guy or the agriculture guy. He's an agricultural engineer. So the two of us put together the two sides of agri-tech, and we are building an agricultural technology startup. Actually, we are building an agricultural robot that eliminates pest insects with laser. So it is a four-wheeled robot that rolls on the ground and rolls above the plant, looks down with cameras, detect the bugs with computer vision, and then we target them with a burning laser and eliminate the bugs that way. So we can substitute pesticides and protect the health of customers, protect those bugs that would be killed by the pesticide, but we are species selective, so we protect bees and other little creatures like that.
Okay, great. Thank you for kind of explaining everything that's going on in your world and what GuardenAI can do. I would like to hear more about the team and also how did this idea happen? How did this startup happen? Was it a conversation? Was it personal experience? I want to know the story.
All right. I'm kind of interested in more healthy living, healthier foods. So I always had an interest for organic foods, for example. I didn't like that everything is full of pesticides. So this is my motivation for this. And when I saw that there was a pest in Hungary, I don't know its English name, but it's a fly, like a fruit fly that kills walnut. And,
oh, wow.
Yeah, and the walnut production was completely destroyed for years by this pest. And there was no organic solution for that. And I was thinking about something when I saw it myself, because my girlfriend had a walnut tree in their garden, and I saw it with my own eyes what happened because of this fly. All the walnut was gone for years. And I was thinking about the solution for that. And because I'm a technology guy, I was thinking about some robotic solution. And I was imagining like drones flying around the tree and using laser to shoot it down. So this was the original
It sounds
idea.
like science fiction at this point,
Yeah,
but eventually it's going to happen.
I think so, because all the breakthroughs come as science fiction ideas in the beginning. But of course, we had to find an easier, simpler solution. So this drone became a rolling robot, which is much better and much easier.
Is there a name for the robot? Does the robot have a name?
A name? Not yet.
Not yet.
Actually,
Okay.
yes, we have like production names, like prototype names. We call it Anthracite Ant, the first version, and Black Bumblebee, the second one, and Charcoal Acid, the third one, and the fourth one would be Dark Dragonfly. And Dark Dragonfly is the production-ready version. But these are just in-house names, not marketed names.
Understood. We'll be waiting for the other names. Okay, great. So now you're still in the prototyping stage of like building the robot and testing all of that. What is your team working on right now?
Yeah, and you also had a question about the team before
yes.
I forgot to answer it. So we have 10 members in the team. We have really all the areas covered. So we have engineers, we have AI guys, we have a plant protection engineer, we have business guys. So everything is really covered. And right now we are starting our pilot. So this is a kind of a big milestone for us. Last year we built our first prototype and tested it on the field, and it worked as expected. And we are iterating on this prototype. So right now we will put like a better camera on it, for example, to make detection better. And we have a very good relationship with the biggest Hungarian agricultural university, Mate University. And we are doing the pilot at their experimental field this summer. We are starting it right now. It's a potato plantation.
Oh, that's great. With good luck with that experience.
No, thank you.
Hopefully, it would help you to further on develop everything that you're doing. So let's talk about more about your target. So what is really specific here that you're not going to be selling the robots, but you're going to be selling a service, providing the robots to go to founders' fields and help them out. So how would that process go? How can a farmer, for example, schedule or call you for the service or order? How does that happen? Could you walk me through the process?
Okay. We realized that switching to a new technology is not easy, and farmers are really a conservative market. So
Absolutely.
it would be hard to just make them buy a new robot, which is very expensive buy. So that's why we decided to provide a service instead, not sell the robot, but sell a service, which is much cheaper to try out. So, for example, they just pay for one season and they can see if it works as expected or not. So it's much easier for them to switch. And they would just go on the website, give us some basic data, how big the field is, where is it, and so forth, what kind of cultures they have on the field. Then they receive the robot by mail via a shipping provider. So we won't go anywhere near the field. And this is the cornerstone of our scalability. Because if we would have to go there ourselves, then scaling would be very hard. So instead, and we are targeting a global market from the get-go. So that's why we build a small robot that is easy to ship and cheap to ship anywhere in the world. So they receive the robot and they can take it out themselves to their fields and set it up without tools. They just pull out the legs, for example, and then switch it on. And from then, we have constant data connection with it. And they can interact with it with the phone. But the robot will be autonomous, and it will operate autonomously throughout the season. It will operate from photovoltaic panels, solar panels, and of course, we will have a battery. So if there are cloudy days, we can bridge it. So it's no problem. And then it will operate autonomously.
And after the service is finished, then they have to ship back the robot to you?
Yes, to a regional logistics center. Yeah.
Is there any data that could be stored in the robot based on the fields that they're going to visit?
It's a very good question. Yes, we will collect a lot of data and metadata, and this data can be mined. So it is actually quite valuable data. And it is interesting for other agricultural companies, big agricultural companies, who can optimize their products. For example, the input products can be optimized based on this data, and we can sell that data too.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I see another, for example, market potential when it comes to just using that data to someone and providing it to the companies that, for example, are included in that industry and agricultural industry as well. And since deep tech is going to be a huge thing, it already is. And I feel like there's a lot of potential in that field as well.
Absolutely.
This podcast would not be possible without our sponsors. So huge thank you to ProCredit Bank Macedonia for sponsoring Startup Revolution. And also a huge shout out to the PODIM team for allowing us to be at the conference and film all of these wonderful conversations. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. So we mentioned a bit about the prototyping and the next steps. So my question to you is, since you're here with PODIM, how is it so far? Did you manage to get any meetings that were important to you? And I know you're looking for investors. So what's the next step regarding that process?
Yes, we are raising right now. We are raising 500,000 euros. We already have 2 investors from Hungary committed. They committed 120K. And we are looking for the rest of it from a lead investor. So that's why we came here to Maribor, to the PODIM conference. And I really like it. It is very well organized. And we have a very good app. I always love when we have an app for a conference. It helps networking a lot. So I organized a lot of meetings today. This was a very long day. I had a bunch of meetings, but some of them was very fruitful. So I also met very good startups, agri-tech startups too, and IoT startups. And it's also very, very valuable because we can work together, for example, for some projects. So maybe we will see we will see some good results.
Okay, great. Really happy you met people that are, how you said, it was very well put, fruitful connections and conversations. That's
Yes.
really well put together. And when it comes to your next investor, what are you looking for? Is it someone that could give you access to markets, support you through the process of the technology building, or has some kind of background in robotics and can help you in that field? What is something that you're looking for?
We are looking for someone who wants to lead the round, first of all, and who is comfortable in agtech. So they either have agritech startups in their portfolio, or at least hardware startups. Because the biggest problem that we have with investors in this region is that they always want software startups. Yeah? They are not very open to hardware startups. So, and our investors are kind of open to hardware, but they want a lead who is comfortable with hardware and possibly agtech.
Again, and I want to ask, like, what is the biggest misconception about your startup?
Biggest misconception of what?
Yeah, about your startup.
Oh, my startup.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. Good question. When I first tell my elevator pitch, they usually don't understand that it's a rolling robot. So now I start with that it's a 4-wheeled rolling robot. At least I try to, because they usually imagine that it's on a drone, which was the original idea, of course. But it is not. It wouldn't be very energy efficient to fly constantly. That wouldn't work. And the other thing is that they think that we operate like spraying, that we wait for the infestation and then go out and kill the millions of bugs. But that wouldn't work. We wouldn't be as fast as spraying. So we have a completely different model, which is better because we are preventive. So at the beginning of the season, we go out and start protecting the area when there is no bugs yet. And then we can eliminate the first couple of bugs and prevent the infestation. So actually, there is a 5 to 10% loss when the farmers detect the pest and then go out and spray. And we could prevent that initial loss.
Okay. And if anyone, for example, that is involved in agriculture, or for example, is a farmer or knows a friend that's a farmer and listens to this podcast, what would you want them to kind of get as a takeaway from our conversation and about GuardenAI?
I think the biggest takeaway is that there is a revolution ongoing in agriculture. Maybe not everyone is knowledgeable of that, because they still use old technology. They still use tilling, for example, but there is a real innovation revolution going on. And AI and the embodied AI, robotics, is just starting to emerge in agriculture, and it will happen very fast, and it will happen very rapidly when they will start to implement those ideas, which is right now seem like science fiction, but it will become reality in 2 to 3 years.
Absolutely, I believe in that. So for sure. So where can people find you on social media? You have a website. How can they contact you?
We have a website. It is called GuardenAI. So GUARDEN.ai, and you can find some information there. Also on LinkedIn, and you can contact us at that website.
Amazing. One more thing. You mentioned innovation revolution, especially in agriculture space. Our podcast is called Startup Revolution, and here we share snippets of stories of startups, but we also have longer episodes where we share the whole journey. But I want to ask you, you are a guest at our podcast. What would you say? Why should people watch Startup Revolution or listen to it?
Because this is the cutting edge of technology, and if you want to be able to know what comes next in the next couple of years, then this is, I think, one of the best forums for that.
Okay, thank you so much for being our guest and for sharing your story and telling us more about your startup. I know that you've been really tired and had a long day, but I really appreciate that you came back and you were a guest at our podcast. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Startup Club Skopje, subscribe and hit the bell icon, all, and now
$5.
we can watch videos. Yeah.